welcome back. I just made these little pocket wishing stars in a different video, so go check out that video if you'd like to learn how to do this marbled effect. And these I still have to pop in the oven, but I have extra clay from the pocket wishing stars, so I thought we could make a little dragon pal. Like this little cutie right here, or this little guy. They're both super cute, but they were both made from extra clay from the pocket wishing stars that I made. And all of these are going to be up on my Etsy, and I'll try to leave a link if I remember to. But you're going to need the extra clay, or just whatever clay you want to use. It doesn't even have to be extra clay. Some wire cutters, just overall kind of needle tools. X-Acto knife. I like to use this. I found a whole pack of these at Michael's, I believe, but you can probably find them on Amazon. Needle tool, not that, you don't need that. Needle tools or something. And that's really about it. And then just your imagination. Whatever kind of dragon pal you want to make. So, let's start with the head. I think that's pretty cute. And if you'd like it bigger, make it bigger. If you want it smaller, and you can do smaller, make it smaller. I don't want it to be too terribly big, but I still have to paint the eyes on, so I might add a little bit more clay. Just kind of help. Just kind of re-roll it back out and pinch it out again. Let's do right here. That looks pretty cute. And when the pink bakes, it's translucent clay mixed with a little bit of like hot pink, I think. But it will turn into something kind of like that. So I think that's going to be really neat. Alright, got the face pretty much done. Just kind of like a shaped out almost like a teardrop, semi-diamond kind of thing. Alright, let's do a body. There's a little gold flakes and stiff in this one too. I know you can't see it, I'm just rolling it to a ball. And just kind of pinch it out to a elongated kind of teardrop shape. Like that. Smush it just a little bit. You don't want to lose all of the dimension in it. I just like to lay it on the neck right there like that. And then on the back, grab your tool and you smooth it out into the head. This is a lot harder to do on camera. So it's all smoothed into the head. And if you'd like it more secured, use some wire. That's generally what I do with the ears, is use some wire on it. Let's see, let's do a tail. I think I'm going to do a cute little swirly tail like that. So let's do that. And I hope this video isn't too terribly long. It's supposed to be like just a mini tutorial kind of video on Dragon Pals. And in a ball again. Gotta try to remember to show the camera. And these usually take quite a while, because I'm sitting here trying to sculpt everything. But again, I don't want it to be too long for the video. I think that's cute. Twist it a little bit more twisty marbled. And I like to tuck in the tail a little bit, make it swirly, and then pinch the back because we're going to smooth that onto the butt right here. And we take our tool. And you know the drill. Smooth it out. And if you need to, you can use acetone or rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip and smooth it out even further. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Just to give y'all an extra little tip in the video. Just Q-tip. And this is just, I don't know what percentage rubbing alcohol it is, but I like to put it in this little squirt bottle and I clean my whole area like that. But we'll just take a little bit. It doesn't need to be soaked, but enough to know there's plenty on there. Take it, and it just kind of smooths it all out for you. So you can always do that. And put this back on because the alcohol smells. Don't want to sniff alcohol. Let's see. Let's kind of that with the tail. That looks pretty cute. Alright. I kind of like this pose. I prefer it. I'm not going to do any necklace or anything this time, just because it'll make the video longer, but you take micro beads and some bacon bond, just right around the neck, and then if you want to do a gem, just take a little gem or something even smaller, and just make sure you push it in so it stays. And that's basically how you do the necklace. I don't want to do that in the video though. So actually first, no, yeah, let's do the hands first. The front paws. Hairs. How do you get in here, hairs? Go away. Alright, we're going to flip the pose on this one. We're going to do on this side. Just make a ball. Teardrop shape. Kind of, it's elongated. Just a tube like that. Squish the end of it. Have that. And then this is where I like to use this tool. Trying my best to show y'all. And it makes a cute little paw. Look at that. And we're gonna do it on this side. I know she's upside down, but it makes it easier to work with. Right there. If you need to kind of rework the paw shape a little bit because you squished it, like I did. And then I'm gonna bring it back this way. And then if you don't want to smooth that in, you don't have to. I prefer to do it, so I'm going to do it really quick. And then you can, of course, do that really quick, just to kind of smooth it even further, make it look nice. Alright, let's do the other one. Just a ball. Roll it out and squish the end. Hands are getting a little sticky because the clay is getting a little too warm. Just make a little paw again. So cute. I'm going to start back here, and that's a little long. Might have to cut a little bit off. I'm just gonna lay right here. Where did my tool go? I lost it. Smooth it out a little bit. Sorry, my hand's a little shaky. have, shoot, what is it called? Like low blood sugar. So I probably need to eat something today. I've just been so busy doing the vlog and then working on the pocket stars and then trying to work on this video, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, probably need to eat. Alright, and then... And these are not measurements. It's whatever you think looks the best on your little dragon. That's probably too much. And add a little bit to this one. Just little bits of clay. We are doing the legs right here and the feet now. Just half that. And if you think it's too much, then add a little bit of clay. If you think, or if it's too much, take away some of the clay. If it's not enough, add a little bit of clay. That's the beauty of it. You just kind of measure it on there. That looks pretty good. I'm going to just lay it on the side right here. And then ball. And then roll out the tip. And then squish a little bit. It's fairly simple. That's about it. Alrighty, those are on nice. Nice. And we gotta do the fetuses. That fine. Take a little bit off that. And a ball. Squish a little bit. I don't want to ruin your pretty little tail. And half. Oh, I need a ball tool for that. Why didn't I grab that? Because, Sarah, you just didn't. These I got on Amazon, I believe. I think it's nail art tools, if you look it up. But I use it for clay, so I think it comes in like a 5 or 6 pack for like different sizes. Teardrop, smush, and handle it, and make a little indents again for a little pause. And right now my oven is heating up. For these, I like to use the Sculpey clay, and then 275 in my oven for 15 minutes. Indent, and flip it, a little toe indents. Oh, the camera doesn't want to focus on it. And then just kind of, I like to match it up a little bit as much as I can with the bottom part of the leg. And if you squish it, you just redo the indents because the clay is getting too soft because it's too warm in here. Alright. Okie dokie. And on here. There we go. Got big feet, but that's cute so far. Oh, how long is this video already? It's already 13 minutes. Oh well. I tried, guys. These are more complicated to make, though. The only reason I'm this quick at it is because I make a lot of them. Alright, and you just cut. Where did it go? Little bits of wire, and these are going to be where the ears are. And this, I just preemptively am putting these here. And just, that's sticking out a little bit much. A little bit of this to help them stick on. I was like, where's my tool? I don't know. That's not enough for ears. And a ball. And of course cut it in half. And this one I made basically into a diamond almost. Kind of like that. put them on. And I'm just fussing with it a little bit and just get a little particular. Alright, and then you can either put the little face spikes on like this, or leave it without the little face spikes. I prefer them, so I'm going to put a couple on really quick. Scooch a little bit, I don't want to ruin you. It's awful when you do all that work and then you accidentally hit it and you're like, oh crap. That. And then half. Be larger ones. And that. Be a smaller set. And half again. I don't want to stab myself. Just teardrop shapes and then flatten it out. And then I like to grab another one, flatten it out, and put it on the bottom. So it looks kind of like that. And then I like to smooth them into each other. If you don't like it, you don't have to do that. Carefully try to take it off here. Oh no, don't stick my finger. That's not nice. And just smooth it onto the face as best as you can. Probably be generally a good idea to do this first before you put on the hands, but I didn't think ahead. And this is just usually how I do it. But again, I've been doing it a lot longer. Smooth it right into the face for you. Just like that. And kind of point them back out a little bit. Get to the other side. Do it like that because you got to flip it and put it on the other side. Like so. Oh no, come here. Oh, I know. Oh, stop sticking my hand. Please stop sticking my hand. Stick to the clay. That's what we've got so far, and the eyes are going to be fairly difficult to paint, but that's going to be okay. We will take our time and do that. And you can usually buy eye pins just pre-made, but I just get a bunch of wire and twist it like that all the way over, and twist it back like that. It makes it look like that. A little bit of this just to help on the very tippy top of the head. There we go. Not too much. And just right in there. Nice and gentle. You don't want to mess up your work. needs wings. Totally forgot. My bad. Let's do wings really quick. I'll show you how to do one wing, and then I'm going to cut away and go put it in the oven, and then I will be back once it's out of the oven. But just get a little bit of clay. I'm going to use gold since I used gold in this one in particular. Cut that in half, and that's going to be the other wing. Roll it out a little bit. And then wrap it around itself, or curl it in. And then you need 2 other small pieces. And just kind of teardrop shape like that. Put it on the back, and then one more time. Yeah, there we go. And you'll need some wire for this too to help them stick on there better. Be a little bit more secure. So I like to put the wire in first to the dragon. And then a little bit of this just on the wire right there. And carefully kind of line it up and put it on. Just like that. Oh. Gotta adjust it a little bit. There we go. And then it's going to be like 20 minutes for me because it's got to cool off. But it'll be no time for you. I will see you back. And it's only been a second for y'all, but it's been about 30 minutes for me because I just got done recording the little pocket wishing star. So go check out that video. But this is the extra clay we had for making those. I made a little dragon pal. I think it turned out pretty cute myself. And I did already draw on where the eyes are going to go. But right now we're going to do eyes kind of like this, except pink version. But if y'all are making dragon pals or any kind of dragon or anything, like there's just a few little examples, but there's so many different eyes you can do in so many different ways. It's amazing just how many options you have. But today for this little video, we are going to do it like that. So, and we're going to do pink, just kind of keep in theme with the orange and pink and yellow and gold kind of thing. Oh, I'm dropping it already. And I've already got some paint out here. So I'm going to try my best to keep it on camera for y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing. But it's a little bit difficult, so I apologize if my hand blocks the way. But I don't know if y'all can see the outline. We're just going to fill it in with white first. And when you're painting and working with small things, you'll have to turn it many different ways to get all kinds of angles on it. Alright, I'm going to pause and then just kind of, in general, even out the eyes, and it's just going to be a white base, and then we will go from there. Alright, I've got it even out for the most part. And as you can see here, there's a lighter color and then a darker color that I like to do. So we're going to do a light pink first, and then go on with a dark pink. I have mixed up a little bit of paint here already. And I don't want it to go all the way down. So So just kind of almost a circle, not touching the bottom, but it is touching the top. I know the light pink is a little harder to see because of my ring light, but and it might take a couple of layers to get it nice and pigmented, but hopefully it will be like that, or whatever color you're using. This is just specifically for this one. And it looks like I messed up a little bit, got it a little bit on the outside, so I'm going to scrape a little bit of it off. And if y'all are painting or working or doing this for, the first few times, it's okay to mess up. Like, it's gonna happen. You just fix it if you can and move forward, or, you just take it all off with some acetone and start over, and it's gonna be okay. Because I know when I first started, like, I messed up a lot. Oh, and I dropped it. And I would get so frustrated, I wouldn't paint anything or do anything or work with any clay for, like, days at a time, because I got so frustrated. But eventually, you practice enough, you get to make these. Look how cute they is. I'm just waiting on the pink to dry. And then we're going to go in with the dark pink, which is not here. It's right here. There we go. And then we have a medium pink too. So, just a variety of pink today. And of course I gotta even it out a little bit, but it's not gonna be perfect first go. That's a little better. Kind of go back in, second layer on it. Because acrylic paint usually dries fairly quickly, which is why I like using it. So I can go and do more and more details. And I'm going to add a little bit more light pink to the edge on the left eye. I'm pretty tired. It's pretty late in the day. I think it's like 7:30 right now. There we go. And then go back in with the darker pink. Round it back out. Look how cute. And then you can always do hearts or stars, or you can do both hearts or both stars. We're going to do one like this. It's got the stars and little hearts. This one has hearts. Or you can do stars, or you can do whatever shape you want. And we're going to use the medium pink on that one. if you don't have any little detail brushes, I do suggest investing in some nicer brushes. Because the cheap ones, they're just so hard and bristly. They're just not as easy to work with. So, I mean, if you want to get cheap paint, that's cool. Because, again, I have cheap paint too. But brushes, like, you want to try to spend a little bit more on the brushes. And don't leave them in water. I see people kind of, like, just dunk them and leave them in water, and that just ruins them. So try not to do that if you can help it. Because it will make them last longer. Dad's listening to my vlog in the living room because he has to listen on level 1000 on the TV for some reason. And I can hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it on the video. And I have to lay it down. I have to do the tiny little details. It's so much harder to do on camera. This is not working out great. There we go. That's a little better, I guess. Got the little hearts done. And doing stars is a lot more difficult, especially tiny versions. So I'm going to use a pointy tail, English, Sarah, pointy tool, and try to do it that way. See if I can do it on camera for y'all. Kind of, that's a little bit more harder, more difficult English, Sarah, to do, but you make tiny little stars if you want to do stars. And I'm going to pause the video and do it, and I will show you the end result. Alright. It's a little bit harder to do, but it's super cute. And then last we're going to do the little detailing inside the eyes and then outline it. So we're going to do some white. And there's not any particular pattern to it, it's just wherever I feel like little dots would be cute. Still a little bit of light pink. And then I'm going to use the smaller tool and do a little bit more of the white detailing. And like right here. I think that's pretty cute. Oh, I almost forgot the opera. We'll do that in a second. This time I'm going to use this. If you don't have one of these, I don't remember where I got this. You can use like a Sharpie or permanent marker. That'll work too. Try to open it. Cut a tip like that. And this one is just a little bit of a smaller kind of tip. So that's what we're going to use for this. You can see where no, you can't really on the camera, but I drew the mouth out a little bit. And then we will do the outline. I'm going to try to do this on camera for you. It's a little bit harder because it's more detailed, just like those stars. Just like that. And I don't like to go all the way around. If you want to, that's cool. You can do that. And then just a few little flicks. And then some flicks up here. And that is one eye done. Let me do the other one. Alright, that's what we got so far. Oh, I gotta sign the back of it since I already have the pin out. And that's just how I sign stuff. You sign it however you sign it, if you're making these. If you're just enjoying the video, then, you know, cool. I appreciate it. Let's do, I guess, the medium pink for little eyebrows on the top here. And then I'm going to wait for the marker and paint to dry, and then we will come back and glaze it. Alright, took a quick little break, and I got some tangerines for a snack. And I was like, oh, I could call it a tangerine gem. That's cute. But it's almost all done. Signed on the back. Lynn's making noise. And we are going to go ahead and glaze it. We're going to do the back first. I'm trying to make it satisfying for like other artists who like to watch the glaze. Alright, that's basically glazed. I don't want to hold it and do that at the same time. So I'm going to pause it and let it dry, and then we'll be right back. And we're back again. The back is glazed, nice and pretty. Let's get started on the front. And when you're glazing, if you're glazing anything, you don't want to glop on too much because you don't want it to sit in little crevices and creases like that. Because it'll just pile up there and not dry right, and it'll just look gloppy and not very cute. Got a little bit on my hand, that's okay. Let's do the tail. And it is all glazed, so I'm going to put this little clip on it once it's dry and show you the finished product. And we are finally done. with the little tangerine gem. Look how cute it turned out. And this is all from extra marbled clay from these little guys. So this one will be up on my Etsy pretty soon if you want to check it out. This one is already on Etsy. Look how cute. This one's name is Carol. I named her after my dear friend Carol on Instagram. I cannot remember this one's name, but it's super cute. And this is Aiden. And they will all be up on Etsy pretty soon. Along with, of course, my little pocket wishing stars. Because, I mean, look how cute these are. So, thank you for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial, the little Dragonpal video. I made a whole Dragonpal today. And we did pocket wishing stars too. Go check out that video. Let me know which Dragonpal is your favorite. I think they were pretty cute. But I'm biased because I make all of them. So, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys!
Что тебя забыть и не могу.